in his bio he's described as well-rounded. He's never been round. Well, he's getting a little round, more rounded, but Jim, I remember Jim as being pretty slim in those days, and we played basketball together. He was on the football team and did a lot of those sorts of things. We were in the school band together, and the year after I left, he went on to become the student council president and won the principal's prize at commencement. So obviously bribery works. So after he left here, he went on to spend a lot of time in university. In fact, he liked it so much he's never left. He first went on to get his master's degree in journalism at Carleton, and then he got a PhD. I mean, this guy's really impressive. Mass communications from Syracuse, and Jim's gone on and distinguished himself in journalism and media and print. He's published magazines, Canadian Forum. He's been involved as an author in Media Think. He's got a whole list of books here. Like I haven't read a book since about grade 12, so I don't read any of these things. But he's distinguished himself in the academic field in academia, and he has shown that English classes actually do work.
Well, thank you very much to John. He wasn't as hard on me as I expected him to be. I'll also say most of us have come back here and we have less hair than we had when we were in high school. John's an exception. He actually has more hair now than he did when he was in high school. I don't know how he's managed that. And then there's Doug. Now, a couple of people have commented on how he looks the same. He's still good looking. Well, wake up, folks. He's an actor. All right? Do you know how many nips and tucks it's taken? The liposuction alone to keep him looking like that. We academics, as you can see, we academics haven't had any surgery. That's certainly my little son who came up to the front here. And although I noticed when Doug was up here, he was yelling out, "Daddy, Daddy!" And then John got up here and he continued to do it. And he does have red hair, the little guy. And I noticed that when Ed was, that Ed didn't come up and introduce me. It was John, right? Now, John did mention that I was on the football team and I was on the basketball team in high school. He didn't mention that Ed only let me off the bench once on each team, which is the reason why Ed didn't introduce me. It's a pleasure to be up here surrounded by Jeff and, you know, all these other lawyers. Really, I can't help but be reminded of what Shakespeare had to say. First thing we do, we kill all the lawyers. I have tremendous memories of being at King, running for the student council. We had a lot of laughs. I remember running with Nolan Natali as my vice presidential candidate. And actually, my dad wrote this line for our campaign. Vote for Jim Winter, win the respect of the Winter family and the entire mafia. That was one of our posters that we had up around the school. And I think Dad had a big hand in the speech that I wrote as well, the acceptance speech, or candidacy speech, I should say, that I gave here in the gym in running for student council president. Afterwards, a teacher I didn't know or hadn't had in class came up to me and said, I guess it must have been a good speech Dad wrote, because the teacher came up and said, I hope you're going to run for politics, and shook my hand. And I gave it some serious thought after that about what I was going to do, trying to choose between academia and politics. Ultimately, I chose politics. In academia, the politics are rife. And one wag has said that the reason why the politics are so vicious in academia is because the stakes are so small. I'm reminded of that on an almost daily basis, working with some of my colleagues. Anyway, it's a tremendous pleasure to be here, to be in this outstanding company. And John's introduction was so long that I don't want to take up any more. They also put me at the end, and I want to emphasize what Doug said at the beginning: don't pay any attention to the order. Was that what he said? I don't know. I worked in journalism for a while, and I'm not very good at quoting people. In fact, my wife, who's here, is a former journalist as well, and Mom and Dad are here, and delighted to see them here. And oh, here comes Dad with the little guy now. I want to thank the committee and thank all of you for coming out. I think that over the years I've changed I don't know how popular these remarks will be, but over the years I've changed my mind a lot in terms of higher education. I used to always think that, boy, if a little guy like this didn't go on to university and maybe do postgraduate work and so forth, you know, that would be a terrible thing. And maybe it's getting a little bit older, and maybe it's moving to Peely Island and doing some of my own plumbing and carpentry work and so on and so forth. Greater appreciation now for people, whatever they do in life. So we're honoring people here today who've been very successful in many respects. But really, I think we all know in our heart of hearts that it's not what you do, it's who you are. It's important in life.